Hello, and welcome to Out of Curiosity with Mz.ChiGurl. I'm your host, Mz.ChiGurl. How are you guys doing tonight? I hope everybody is doing well because I decided to do an off topic segment. This one I'm calling Chatting with Mz.ChiGurl. And it's really just me chatting. And I hope you guys will reply to me in the comments and maybe we can start a little conversation and maybe I can get started going forward. Let's see what happens. So, in this segment, I have a little one. I just have a little buzz right now. And so I'm very in my mind and I know what I'm saying and I know what I'm doing. But I had some things I wanted to talk about and I want to know what your thoughts were. So, I want to know. So, I told you guys I'm 50. And so I don't know if this is a midlife crisis. I don't know what to call this. But I feel like I'm in my time in my life where I'm having to reevaluate what the plan is going to be. And when I say the plan, I mean that corporate America is targeting our generation, Gen Xers. They are trying to early retire us. And I'm not ready. Not that I'm not ready to retire because I sure as hell am ready to retire. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. Are you tired? I'm tired. But my problem is my finances are not ready to retire. My plan initially was to work until I was 67. And it's funny because I was like, God, I don't know how I'm going to make it to 67. I mean, it was like the last couple of years have been really difficult. And I'm like, how you going to do it? And so actually last year, I actually lowered it to 65. Like that made a difference. So, as I've told you guys before, I'm dealing with some health issues. And I'm probably going to talk a little bit about it. And it's probably because I do have the liquid courage. But I'm not going to tell you about everything. But the main issue that I'm dealing with is that in December of 2023, I slipped and fell on some black ice. And my ass severely injured my spine and my SI joint. And so it's so bad that the doctors told me I could be paralyzed. So I've been going through outpatient procedures to alleviate the pain or try and kind of fix the issues, and none of that is working. So I actually got a second opinion to see if things were as bad as I thought they were. And the second opinion said, yes, things are as bad as the orthopedic surgeon said. So now I'm getting emotional. I'm sorry. I didn't get on here to be emotional. Don't cry for me, Argentina. I'm just saying it had me reassess my life. And so me turning 50, I was like, I want to do all the things that I put off until I got financially stable to do. I didn't become, I want to say, financially stable until about 2 years ago. If you watched my previous videos, you heard me talk about how when I came out of college, I came out with debt. And so then I got my ish together and I had to send my son to college. And I couldn't do what my mother did, which is pay for his college education. So I had to get student loans for him or a Parent Plus loan. And what's funny is they changed the system. They were like, they don't want the children to go in debt, like, i.e., me. So they decided to put the parents in debt. And so paying for his college was a mofo. I'm sorry. I'm laughing and it's not funny. And I told you guys that I'm the Cancer. I laugh about everything. I laugh when I'm sad. I laugh when I'm mad. I laugh when I'm happy. So you're getting a mix of emotions right now. And so I I got in debt again, sending my son to school. But my thing was I want my son as a black man to have an education because black men have predominantly been the targets for other races. But you know what? I'm starting to think that that isn't exactly true. I think things started to skew the other way, and black women are actually the target. And these are just my opinions, y'all. So what I say, I'm not saying that I read somewhere. I'm not saying that, it's fact. I'm not saying it's fiction. I'm saying it's my opinion. My opinion is that the black man did not help things because the black man, and let me preface it, and this is all about optics. Rich black men, celebrity black men, the optics skew that they don't want the black woman. So all the others in the world started targeting the black woman. Why? Because we're more educated than the majority of the black men. We have been able to infiltrate corporate America better. We haven't been able to get to the higher echelons of corporate America, but we've been coming for your ass. And so, because of that, we then became the target. Because black people, what did they teach us when we were younger? They taught us that in order to move up, we had to be twice as good as our counterparts if we wanted to be better. And what did that do? Making us twice as good, put a target on our backs where people came for our asses. And they created toxic environments. They created environments that slowly traumatize the black woman. They created environments that amplified the strong black woman, but to our detriment, not to our benefit. And what do I mean by that? The strong black woman is a fallacy. We did not choose to be strong. We were labeled as strong. We And I've heard this a lot lately about it, soft girl era, and that's what I want. I want MFing soft girl era. You know, I'm gonna be honest right now. My son's father didn't marry me, but he wound up marrying another woman. And when she was pregnant and had the baby, she was able to take maternity leave and be off for a while to nurture their child. Me, on the other hand, because I was single and he didn't want ish to do with me, I was supposed to have 8 weeks off because I had complications during my pregnancy and wound up having a cesarean. But my 8 weeks wasn't paid, y'all. I want to say that I was paid for a month, and then 2 weeks were the vacation that they gave me at that time. So I had a 2 week paid vacation. So I was paid for 6 weeks. So when I went to the doctor for my checkup, I told him I want to go back to work. And he was like, why? You should be relaxing. You should be doing this, that, and the third. And I told him I can't afford it. I said, I need to go back to work so that I could provide for this child. And so he would only agree to me going back to work after 7 weeks instead of 8 weeks. So I went a week without pay. And I would have loved the time to bond with my child more and not have to worry about money and finances and how I'm going to provide. I didn't have that option. I had to be strong. I had to be strong and figure out how I'm going to pay for X, Y, and Z. And I did it because one, I love my child, and two, he didn't ask to be here. I chose to have my child by myself because his father basically told me, well, I'm not going to get into that, but anyway, my point is that the strong Black woman is a fallacy. We're strong out of necessity, not out of want. Do we want to be catered to? Do we want somebody to take care of us and spoil us and cater to us? Hell yeah, we want that too. But because we're able to do it and make that shit look easy, these mofos think, oh, they got it. They don't need our help. Then what also gets me is that these mofos talk about they want other races because they know how to cater to them. That's because these mofos were catered to. They've always been catered to. If you had a mofo that was catered to, yes, she would want to treat you like a queen and do this, that, and the third. But if you have a mofo who hasn't, who's had to work for everything she's had to work to get to a certain level, and there was not a male mofo to help her, I guarantee you she is going to have the same. Well, let me put it to you this way. We're not angry. We are frustrated. We are frustrated because the Black man typically doesn't stick around. And all of this is ingrained in us from slavery. The Black man did try to be there during slavery, and they split and broke our families up. That ish is from slavery time. And it passed on and passed down and passed down and passed down. And these mofos want to say we're angry with this, with that. Well, mofo, wouldn't you be angry if you had to do this shit by yourself? Wouldn't you be angry if you having to take care of 1, 2, 3, 4 mouths in your household and the mofo that helped you make them isn't around and puts you down and says how the other races are better than you? I know I sure as hell would be pissed. I think we have a right to be pissed. I digress. I have really gotten off topic. My point is, I am having to pivot. I'm having to figure out what the F I'm going to be doing at 50, which I didn't think I was going to have to do. I honestly thought, and this was crazy on my part, that the department I was in was a department I could retire from. I was like, I could do this ish for another 20 something years and retire from this ish like I saw other people in my department do. Nope, couldn't do it because what? Corporate America decided, let's downsize. We don't need people to do this. We can do it with AI. We can do it with automation. That's what we could do. And that's what they did. And so then, what happened next? Mofos come to me and say, yeah, we let go of 20 people, but you should be able to do this. You should be able to do this all by yourself. So they expected me to do the work of 20 people by myself. So my workload tripled. And I say, yeah, this is not a one person job. This requires 2 dedicated people to work on it, not just me and a backup. Mofos don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. What? Why can't you do it? You know what? If you paid me some more money, gave me some more, PTO, maybe a mofo could do this. But where I'm at now, nope. Mm-mm. I'm not going to sacrifice my well-being for you. That's my point. My point is that now I'm having to pivot at 50 and figure out what the F I need to do going forward. Also, I'm like, excuse me. I sacrificed so much. I haven't lived. My black A has not lived. I haven't traveled. That's what I want to do. I haven't traveled until last year. Last year was the first time I have been out of the country as an adult. The last time I was out of the country was when I was 15 and my mother took me on a Disney cruise. I have been busting my ass, working, taking care of my child, trying to play the game in corporate America and keep my sanity at the same time. And last year was the first time I treated myself. And then, like I said, to get hit with your ass might not ever walk again if you don't have the surgery, if you don't have this, if you don't do that. It's been too much. And then to live in this democracy with the Trump card and muskrat in office running this MFing country. Man, that's been special. That's been fun. To see DEI initiatives rolled back, to see laws revoked, voided. Women don't have rights and say over our bodies anymore. Black people or people of color may be subjected to segregation again. Although I live in MF in Chicago. MF in Chicago has been segregated my whole life. So whatever. Anyway, back to my point. My point is the reason why I created this channel is because I wanted to show you guys that you can still live your life. There are things you can do, at least if you live in Chicago, and maybe outside of Chicago, hell, and still have a life. You know what I read that was interesting today? So I'm researching the next topic for me and my guest host, Just Another Boy, to talk about. And I'm not going to give it away what the topic is, but I ran across an article that said Gen X or Gen Xers will live longer than baby boomers, but with illnesses. And I said, ain't that a I gotta live longer on this mofo, but have illnesses? Well, damn. I don't want that. And maybe that sounds selfish. I don't know because I do have a child, but I've already had some conversations with my child about my medical directives and so forth. Yeah, living longer just to say I made it to 80, 90 ain't worth it if I don't have a quality of life. And a quality of life to me is being able to do what the F I want to mofo do. I'm sorry. I'm trying to control my cursing. So I'm having to think of a filler words. I mean, I don't know. This world seems like it's going to hell in a handbasket. And I'm just trying to make the best of it. I truly am. And the only way I can think of to make the best of it is to try and do things that make me happy. What's gonna make me Mz.ChiGurl happy? That's why I'm bringing this content to you. That's why I'm showing you the around town food events, the drinking events, the whatever events. I want you to live life. Live your life. Isn't that a song? Live your life. Oh, something give your life. Yay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm a little litty lit. But my message is still the same. Live your life, y'all. Life is too short to put up with the BS in corporate America, non corporate America. If you're able to, what is the word I'm trying to say? If you're able to do it and still maintain your finances reasonably, don't F up your finances because you don't know how long you're going to be here. And right now, I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, I'm going to be truthful with you guys. I started meeting with a financial advisor. Let me see when did it start. Actually, Ever since the team I told you about got let go last year, I've been meeting with a financial advisor almost every month. Not that my finances have changed that much in a month, but one, I'm trying to see if I'm on track to retire earlier than 65, and also if I'm on track to live my life the best I can while I'm here. So, this is just a service message. This is a service message. You don't know what kind of blows life is going to hand you. So, live your best, live your life as best you can, but prepare for it. Don't just willy nilly throw your money away. And that may be a judgment. I'm not trying to judge y'all. I'm just trying to give you some, I guess, financial advice as best I can as a non licensed financial planner. Work with a financial planner so that you can do the things that you want to do before it's too late. I'm going to try to enjoy what life I have left as best I can, and I suggest you to do the same. Salute. And I will see you this weekend to give you your weekend around town events and talk about what's streaming. Thank you for listening, and I hope you heed my message. Thank you.